Takes you for a ride down memory lane with a man who's preserved these car collectibles.
The car in the parking lot is your first clue. This is a one-of-a-kind home for automobile collectibles.
The allure is just the historical significance of all this stuff.
Walter Miller collects the past, automobile memorabilia, models, pictures, hood ornaments, the way they used to sell cars and sell lifestyles. A look back through a four-wheeled lens. 1949.
The country was, after the war, the A-bomb was exploded, was very rocket crazy.
Come to the State Fair, 1919.
As you can see, it shows the front of the State Fair just the way it is today, and there's a lot of automobiles that are in the front, and several people.
But it's no hobby. It's a thriving business, mainly brochures, catalogs, and manuals.
This is a 1933 Lincoln sales catalog, and this is the types of items that we sell.
Looking around here, I see one of my favorite toys from when I was a kid. This Texaco fire helmet. Fire chief was a kind of gasoline Texaco sold in the 60s. Hard to believe the toys I played with as a kid are now collectibles. Believe it, Miller gets 1,000 letters a week from around the world. People wanting to buy some automotive history for themselves. And he loves it, the way anyone does, making a living from their passion, winking at the world.
And that is our report. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you back here next weekend. Until then, have a great week. Good night.
First, you load your salad in like this here. Depending on how much salad you want. And you aim it at somebody that looks hungry. Doc, would you like some salad? Let's see how this works. You haven't tried this.
Are you worried when Johnny leaves that the ratings are going to plummet? You give much thought to that?
I don't think they'll plummet. I mean, I think just the curiosity factor will, you know, just the idea of looking at a train wreck to see if anybody's killed will keep people tuned in. I think it's something you have to watch over the course of a year. You know, the nice thing about late-night television, it isn't like a sitcom where people watch for 2 weeks, the network goes, it didn't win. All right, cancel it. Put on Who's Got the Butter starring somebody else, you know. I mean, it isn't that type of show. I mean, you put it on for a while and you see how it goes. So, no, I'm not worried. I mean, I think I got this job because when I guest hosted, the ratings were good. People seemed to like what I did and seemed happy with it, so that's why they gave it to me. I certainly didn't get it for my looks.
He knows he has some big shoes to fill. Next Monday, May 25th, James Douglas Muir Leno becomes only the 4th person to sit behind the desk. But it won't be Johnny's desk. Jeff Atkinson, WSAZ NewsCenter 3 reporting.
Mike Tobin's up next with sports, and with the Summer Olympics on the way, we'll tell you about a local swimmer who's looking to make a splash in '96. Now we'll look at tonight's winning lottery. Stalnecker thinks he has the answer. Make Dad an airplane pilot for a day. He created the program to encourage more people to take up flying. Stalnecker says it's simple. Just come to the Ona Air Park, and he'll get you off the ground, but the rest is up to you. The 21-year-old pilot says his age sometimes intimidates prospective flyers, but Stalnecker has been a certified pilot and instructor for 2 years now.
Another gift idea for the dad who has it all, a Behemoth bike. The name stands for Big Electronic Human Energized Machine, only too heavy. The bike is a space-age computer on wheels, and it sells for $1.2 million. Accessories include a satellite uplink, cellular phone, CD player, and a ham radio. The bike's inventor, Steve Roberts, crossed the country on board the Behemoth. He's now writing a book about his adventures. Roberts says he does most of his writing using the computer on board his futuristic bicycle.
How many youngsters really know who lived in our country first? Well, tonight at Beverly Hills Baptist Church in Huntington, close to 50 kids were getting caught up in the customs, and it's a huge mess, and fire department crews were called to the scene to clean it up. Traffic has been interrupted in the eastbound lane because of the spill. Now, just before news time, Department of Highway crews were also on the way with several bags of sand to neutralize the fuel. Now, the EPA has been called, but apparently there is no environmental hazard associated with this spill.
2 women are in the hospital tonight after their car collided head-on with a food packing truck on Corridor G. 22-year-old Tracy Nunnery of Johnson City, Tennessee, and Connie Smith of Boone County were headed northbound on Route 119 near Holden when their car hydroplaned and crashed into the truck. It took paramedics and firefighters 40 minutes to get them out of their car, and traffic was blocked for more than an hour. The women were taken to Logan General Hospital. They are in stable condition tonight. Authorities say that area of Corridor G has been the site of several recent accidents. Up next on NewsCenter 3, we'll tell you why breastfeeding could be the way to a smarter child, and the art of making walking sticks. It helps keep alive an age-old tradition.
Tonight, the Cabell County Board of Education took steps to keep the problem in check, and Heather Hartley covered the story.
Square feet. That's what a St. Albans environmental company will be responsible for. 2 million square feet that house your children 9 months out of the year.
And we asked him to come in and see what we've done, see what needs to be done, to tell us a plan of action that needs to be taken to correct anything that we have in there that they see.
Cabell school officials admit there's a lot of asbestos throughout the district, but they say it's under control.
I think we're in pretty good shape. There are some areas that we need to address, and he will make recommendations on what we should do there. But overall, we're in good shape.
The Cabell Board of Education got 8 bids for this cleanup duty. You can see there's a huge discrepancy between the high bidder and the one the board accepted.
I don't know how much those people investigated what we had to do, and the people who got the bid, of course, were pretty low, well-qualified people, and a lot of experience, and we feel real comfortable with these people, but we were surprised with the top and bottom bids also.
Federal law has required all school districts to have a current asbestos management plan since the late 1980s. It must be updated every 3 years. Heather Hartley, WSAZ NewsCenter 3, Cabell County.
Now, Glasser Company won't have to do all the inspection work overnight. They have 3 years to finish this task. For a lot of people, they just take up space. Others feel a real sentimental attachment to them. But for a select few, they serve a very useful purpose. Tonight on In the 90s, whatever happened to the walking stick?
You might spend 3 hours or 4 hours, and maybe you come out of the woods with nothing.
With what?
With nothing.
With nothing.
Yeah. I mean, and then maybe the next time you go, you will find half a dozen or a dozen.
Eugene Johnston is 67 years old. He's been making walking sticks for about 2 years now. He says that after he retired from his job as a roofer, his son became worried that he didn't have enough to do.
And so he got me into this, and then he just bowed out. Once he got me into it, then he gave me all of the sticks that he had at his house that he had never made.
In just 2 years, he's made more than 100 of these sticks. Some to sell, some to give. Johnston says his handiwork is spread throughout the states. In a relatively brief period of time, he's developed quite a knack for choosing the right wood.
Now this one here, see, I took this and I will make a handle on this. See, this will make a handle. It's a root.
Maybe get rid of this part right here and make a handle out of it.
And I'll make this, get all this junk off of it, you know. And it'll make you a nice handle right there.
Is that the only tool you use?
This is the only tool I use. I've never used anything else on any of them.
So I imagine these walking sticks are good medicine for you, don't they?
They are. I can sit down out here and spend a lot of hours a day, you know. And nobody bothers me. I don't bother nobody. That's just the way it is.
That's good. Now, your wife is never tempted to hit you over the head with one of these things, is she?
Well, no, not really, but I imagine she gets mad at me enough sometimes to do it.
Okay, just in case you don't have the process down yet, find the sticks, peel the bark, dry the wood, sand, and then polyurethane, and then hopefully sell. Now, Eugene Johnston isn't perfect. He'll mess up every now and then. You'll pick one up and think it's a pretty good one, but it turns out to be a dud.
Right, yeah. And I got a brush pile down there.
Johnston says he loves to roam the hills near his home in Meigs County, Ohio. He's found an interest that brings a lot of satisfaction to his customers. And as an added bonus, it keeps him pretty happy, too. Nice gentleman. There are now more women who can teach other women how to breastfeed. And the experts say, yes, there is a special skill involved in what seems like the most maternal instinct. 7 women have completed a 4-day course on how to teach other women how to breastfeed. It's sponsored by Valley Health Systems. And the women will work part-time at clinics in Cabell, Wayne, and Kanawha counties, teaching what they've all done themselves.
Something that seems to be dying out. People don't see their friends and their relatives breastfeeding anymore, so they need that initial help to get started. And I feel it's very important for the mother and the baby to have that relationship, and so I wanted to share that with others.
All of this is not only to teach the skills of breastfeeding, but to promote it as healthy.
That's really liquid gold to the baby because that protects the baby against infection and really helps to get them off to a wonderful start health-wise.
The experts say breastfed babies have fewer medical problems and are less susceptible to allergies. A study out recently also claims breastfed babies are smarter.
Up next on NewsCenter.